New England's 10-game winning streak began with a 42-13 Week 3 rout of Carolina. A week later, the Patriots traveled to Buffalo and stunned the Bills 23-20 as 7.5-point underdogs. New England is 8-2 ATS during its 10-game heater, including 4-1 ATS at home and 2-0 ATS as an underdog. While the Patriots enjoyed a Week 14 bye, Buffalo needed a fourth-quarter rally to knock off the Bengals, 39-34. The Bills came up short as 6-point favorites and are now 4-8 ATS since cashing in each of their first two games. Buffalo has dropped the last two matchups in this rivalry, the other being a 23-16 upset in the 2024 regular season finale at New England. The Patriots are now on a 5-0 ATS roll against the Bills. However, the last time they beat Buffalo 3 times in a row was during a 7-game winning streak that stretched from mid-2016-19. Since legendary quarterback Tom Brady departed New England following the 2019 season, the Patriots have gone 1-4 SU and ATS after a bye. On the flip side of the NFL betting trends ledger, first-year Patriots coach Mike Vrabel went 6-0 SU and ATS following a bye as coach of the Tennessee Titans. Included were 5 victories at home and 3 outright upsets as an underdog. Second-year New England quarterback Drake May has amassed passing yardage totals ranging from 259 to 294 in each of his last 6 games. BetMGM projects May for 232.5 passing yards Sunday. May's counterpart, reigning NFL MVP Josh Allen, has thrown multiple TD passes 8 times this season and tallied at least 1 rushing and 1 passing touchdown 6 times. Allen has -118 odds to throw for at least 2 scores in New England and -115 odds to record a non-passing TD. The Bills have stayed under the total in 5 of 6 road games this season. The only contest that cleared 43 points, a 40-9 rout at Carolina in Week 8. Thus, not a single Bills game outside of Buffalo has eclipsed 49 total points in 2025. Also, while the over is 4-1 in the Patriots' last 5 home games, New England and its opponents have topped 48 points just once since Week 5. Los Angeles Chargers at Kansas City Chiefs -4.5, 41.5. Kickoff. Sunday, 1 p.m. ET. Moneyline. Chargers +170, Chiefs -210. These AFC West foes opened the season in Brazil, and the Chargers held on for a 27-21 victory as 3-point underdogs. Although that snapped Kansas City's 7-game winning streak in this rivalry, the Chiefs are 19-4 against the Chargers dating to the start of the 2014 campaign, 9-3 at Arrowhead Stadium. However, while the Bolts haven't swept a season series from the Chiefs since 2013, they are 7-3 ATS in the last 10 clashes. Following a 20-10 home loss to Houston in Week 14, Kansas City is now mired in its first 1-4 slump since quarterback Patrick Mahomes took over the offense in 2018. The last time KC lost 5 times in a 6-game stretch, the middle of the 2017 season. The Chargers escaped with a 22-19 overtime upset of Philadelphia on Monday night, prevailing as 1.5-point home underdogs. Los Angeles has won 5 of 6 since a 1-3 slump from weeks 4 to 7. However, Jim Harbaugh's squad is just 3-3 ATS during this stretch and has failed to cover in 4 straight road games. In addition to their struggles on the field, the Chiefs have failed to cash in 5 consecutive contests. Going back to a 7-game spread covering funk that began in Week 8 of last season, Kansas City is 8-16 ATS, 7-13 ATS as a favorite. Mahomes threw 3 interceptions in Sunday's loss to the Texans. He's now been picked off at least once in 5 of his last 6 games. Meanwhile, with their 4 interceptions of Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts last week, LA now has 15 picks for the season. Only the Bears, 18, have more. Mahomes' odds to throw in interception in Week 15, even money +100. In their 5 most recent victories, the Chargers' defense surrendered 14.6 points per game, holding all 5 opponents under 21 points. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have produced more than 21 points in regulation just once during their 1-4 slide. Those stats put these NFL betting trends into play. The under is 7-1 in Kansas City's last 8 games, 5-0 at home, and 4-1 in the last 5 Chiefs-Chargers meetings. Green Bay Packers -2.5, 43 at Denver Broncos. Kickoff. Sunday, 4:25 p.m. ET. Moneyline. Packers -135, Broncos +115. After winning 4 straight games by a total of 10 points, Denver finally had a stress-free outing in Week 14, upending the lowly Raiders 24-17 in Las Vegas. The Raiders kicked a meaningless field goal as time expired to cover the 7.5-point spread. That dropped the Broncos to 5-8 ATS. However, Denver is 3-1 Sioux and ATS is an underdog in 2025. Green Bay intercepted a Caleb Williams pass in the end zone to preserve a 28-21 Week 14 victory over the Bears, vaulting the Packers into sole possession of first place in the NFC North. Green Bay is riding a 4-game winning streak and is 7-2, including 4-0 on the road, since a 40-40 tie with the Cowboys in Dallas in Week 4. The Packers also have followed a 1-7 ATS drought by cashing in 3 straight contests. 8 of the Broncos' first 11 games stayed under the total. However, the over has hit in the last 2, with the Raiders' last-second field goal Sunday barely tipping the game past the 40.5-point closing number. That said, only 3 of Denver's 13 contests have cleared 43 combined points. Meanwhile, the under is 5-1 in Packers' road games this year. However, 8 of their last 12 contests dating to Week 3 have featured more than 43 points, including 3 of the last 4th. Detroit Lions at Los Angeles Rams -5.5, 55.5. Kickoff. Sunday, 4:25 p.m. ET. Moneyline. Lions +200, Rams -250. Detroit rebounded from a 31-24 Thanksgiving Day home loss to the Packers by opening the Week 14 slate with a 44-30 Thursday Night Football rout of the Cowboys as a 3.5-point favorite. With that, the Lions snapped an 0-3 ATS slide and continued 2 noteworthy NFL betting trends. They've now won 15 consecutive games after a defeat tying an NFL record, but they've alternated Sioux wins and losses in 9 straight contests since Week 5. Los Angeles bounced back from a stunning 30-27 loss at Carolina with a 45-17 thumping of the Cardinals in Week 14, easily covering as a 9.5-point road underdog. The Rams are now 9-4 ATS for the season. Only Seattle 10-3 ATS has a better point spread record. Lions quarterback Jared Goff threw for 309 yards in the win over Dallas, his 3rd highest total of 2025. Goff has now beaten his passing yards projection in 6 consecutive games, throwing for at least 255 yards each time. Goff's passing yards prop against the franchise that selected him number 1 overall in the 2016 draft, 252.5. After his 3-touchdown performance at Arizona, LA quarterback Matthew Stafford now has 35 TD passes for the season, 9 more than anyone else. Stafford has multiple scoring tosses in 7 consecutive games and 11 of 12 since Week 2. He also has at least 3 TDs in 7 of his last 10 contests. Stafford's odds of throwing 3+ TDs against the franchise that drafted him number 1 overall in 2009, +110. Detroit has hurdled the total in 3 straight games and 5 of its last 6. However, the over-under has split in each of its 6 road outings. Meanwhile, LA has been one of the most profitable over teams on the road, 5-1, but the opposite is true at home, 5 unders and 1 over. None of the Rams' 6 contests at SoFi Stadium has reached 50 points. Finally, the last 4 Lions-Rams meetings have come up short of the total. Final scores: 30-16, 2018, 28-19, 2021, 24-23, 2023 playoffs, and 26-20, 2024. Indianapolis Colts at Seattle Seahawks -13.5, 42.5. Kickoff. Sunday, 4:25 p.m. ET. Moneyline. Colts +750, Seahawks -1,200. The Colts have lost 3 consecutive games and 5 of their last 6 and, as a result, they've lost control of first place in the AFC South. Adding injury to insult, starting quarterback Daniel Jones suffered a season-ending Achilles injury in last week's 36-19 loss at Jacksonville. Then backup rookie Riley Leonard suffered a knee sprain. Hence the reason the Colts dragged 44-year-old Philip Rivers out of retirement this week, and the reason they're a near 2-touchdown underdog at Seattle. Although Indy is in a 1-4 Sioux and ATS funk, it has covered in 3 of 4 as an underdog in 2025 2-2 Sioux. Seattle is in the midst of its 3rd winning streak this season of at least 3 games. In fact, the Seahawks are 12 points away from being undefeated. They lost 17-13 to San Francisco in the season opener, 38-35 to Tampa Bay in Week 5 and 21-19 at the Rams in Week 11. The Colts have been double-digit underdogs just once this decade. They lost 54-19 at Dallas as a 10.5-point pup in December 2022. The last time Indy was as much as a 13-point underdog. Back in Week 16 of 2017, when it traveled to Baltimore and lost 23-16 but covered the 13.5-point spread. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are laying at least 13 points for the third time in the last 4 weeks. They edged Tennessee 30-24 as 13-point road chalk in Week 12, then dusted Minnesota 26-0 as a 13-point home favorite 7 days later. Prior to those two contests, Seattle had been a double-digit favorite just once this decade. Result: a 17-12 loss to the Giants as an 11-point choice in December 2020.